What's going on, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Please hit that like button. Make sure you sub to the channel if you are not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you are able to get all of my content as well as all of my videos. Um, I'll give everybody a couple of minutes to get up in here. Got some things I got to do right after this. I'm not going to harp on this too long. We switching gears on to football right now. I know a few of the 49ers fans that are sub to me. They're happy right now. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm trolling. I know a few of y'all are kind of upset, and I know the Commanders fans gotta be anticipating what's going on. But the breaking news is that 49ers wideout Deebo Samuels. Okay, as you know, Deebo Samuels, he had requested a trade. It was a little bit ago. It was, shortly after the season had ended, and then of course they had permission to go ahead and talk to other teams. Deebo Samuels, 49ers wide receiver, has been traded to the Washington Commanders for a fifth-round pick. Um, what's up with it, Dante? You said Deebo wanted out. Yeah, well, uh, he's going to a contender. He's going to a contender. This right here. Now, let me say something about Deebo. Okay, now I've talked to this with Lou. Shout out to Lemon Pepper Lou. I know he was probably anticipating getting Deebo up out of there. But let me say something about Deebo. Deebo is a personal favorite of mine. Um, when healthy, okay. Let me emphasize. Let me reemphasize. When healthy, nobody's messing with Deebo. Okay. Listen, I know he doesn't have that many 1,000-yard seasons. Okay, and I also know that Deebo has a injury history. Okay. However, when Deebo is healthy, he makes your team better. Now, this is the thing. He's playing with a young stud in Jaden Daniels, who will be able to get him the ball and who will get him the ball. Okay? Jaden Daniels is on the come up. Now, I had said that the Commanders, all they needed to do was get some guys who could actually catch the ball. And, because they have veterans on their team, their problem wasn't necessarily um, it wasn't necessarily their offense per se. It was really their defense. You said 49ers did him solid. Um, I'm gonna say this, okay? I think he felt some type of way when Ayuk became that number one, naturally so, because Deebo had been hurt. Now, this is what I'll say, Dante. When when Deebo got hurt in the Super Bowl, I kind of knew that it was going to be a slippery slope, and that was something to watch out for because he was having problems with his shoulder. Okay, and I said that is something that we are going to have to pay attention to. Of course, Brandon Ayuk, he ended up, he had demanded his money, got his money, rightfully so, and which he deserved, and everything. You said Debo is washed. We'll have to see, and I disagree with that. What's up with it, Jose? I'll see you in a bit. Make sure y'all go sub to Jose. Haven't seen you in a minute. Salute to you. You said I'm a Red Lobster here. The news, Deco going to the commander. That messed up. He over here. Well, nah. This right here. This is listen. And Jose, you've been wrong all across the board. You know what I'm saying? Like every prediction that I told you that I laid out on you and Scrub Zero and the rest of y'all has been right. Okay, like I told you that when Saquon Barkley was going to go to the Eagles, watch. And then guess what? They ended up winning the Super Bowl. I told everybody, you sat up there, y'all was like, oh, the Commanders ain't doing nothing with everything that they had. Look what the Commanders do. What I'm telling you though, the Commanders are not playing around. They were one game away from going to the Super Bowl. Okay, so Deebo, you could say what it is. He's washed. All I said is that if he if he stays healthy, there's nobody that's messing with Deebo. Now, look, I know he's had a couple of down seasons, but sometimes sometimes being in a better situation makes you play better. That's the same thing that they said about Saquon Barkley. They said Saquon Barkley was washed and wouldn't be able to do this and wouldn't be able to do that. We'll have to see. We'll see when the season comes. But I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to go over there. You got a young up and coming quarterback who everybody said, was doubting to. Y'all said that Jaden Daniels wasn't doing this and wasn't doing that. Y'all said Polo, you captain, stuff like that. Jaden Daniels ended up going to the conference championship. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't hear nobody coming in, saying anything. No, you got to stand on business, man. I'll come to y'all channel, you know what I'm saying, when I'm wrong and stuff like that. No, stand on business when you're wrong, man. That's the thing. You got to stand on business. Don't say, oh yeah, straight you capping and all this other stuff. Nah, come on back. stand on your wrongs, man. You know, but again, if you're just coming in here, Deebo Samuels is going to the 49ers. He has been traded for a fifth-round pick. Deebo Samuels, the 49ers wideout Deebo Samuels has been traded to the Washington Commanders for a fifth-round pick. Um, and then this is another thing, too. I look at Deebo. This is my only question about him. Now, if we're going to give Paul George the smoke and all of these other um, athletes the smoke in terms of uh, doing podcasts and stuff like that, then I got to give Deebo the smoke too. If I'm Deebo, man, I'm kind of scaling back on the podcast. Okay, simply because your focus right now should be championships. You almost won a championship with the 49ers. Okay, you almost won a championship with the 49ers. So you're with a guy in Jaden Daniels who is coming in, and Jaden Daniels has already got that demeanor like, okay, I'm ready to win. He's already got that play, that play like I'm ready to win. Everybody doubted Jaden Daniels when he had first came into the league. Hell, I'm not going to say I doubted him, but I actually thought that Caleb Williams was going to do better than he did. But he shocked the shit out of me. I'm not even going to front. Said as a Cowboy fan, well, yes. Hey, I'm glad I got a good response so far right now. Now that right there, I definitely agree with you. You should be worried. You have a guy still stayed in the conference, still going to be there, and he went to a rival. But Deebo Samuels, man, went like I told you, when healthy, okay, when healthy. Nobody's messing with Deebo Samuels. We got to understand, man, this man has been hurt. 49ers have been hurt. They've been depleted. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to really judge the 49ers based off of, last season. They had everybody out on both offense and defense. I mean, they were pretty much playing with house money. You got to remember, their offense was hurt. You talk about Ayuk, he got ended up going out for the season. You got to talk about Deebo. He was hurt. He had been hurt the past two seasons. Then he got hurt in the Super Bowl. Then I got to talk about CMC, Christian McCaffrey, who of course is a all world running back and everything. However, he came back, but he really wasn't the same. If we're gonna be honest. Then on defense, they got, Bosa. He was out. You know what I'm saying? They had, I think, one of their linebackers and a couple of their pass rushers were out too. But as far as that is concerned, they had a lot of people that pretty much were a lot of personnel that was out. So, but this is the move right here, and I don't see the Commanders stopping. Now I think everybody was looking for the Miles Garrett, the Miles Garrett to go over there to the Commanders. Me myself personally, I would have liked Miles Garrett to go to the Commanders. I think that's kind of what they would have needed. They now you got a guy on there in Deebo Samuels who's he's gonna make your receiving core better. Now, is he gonna be the number one? Now I don't want Deebo to go over there and be disgruntled. That's what we don't want. We don't want this. We don't want Deebo to go over there into a situation, and we don't want him to be disgruntled and then end up messing up the continuity and the chemistry of the team. That's not what we want. But it could work out for the best too. I look at all of these moves that are made. Like for instance, when in basketball, when Jimmy Butler went over there to Golden State, you had people on here that were doubting. Like Jose, who was saying that Debo is washed. You had people saying that Jimmy Butler was washed, and Jimmy Butler was, a shell of himself, and Jimmy Butler was a problem child. Well, guess what? Now Golden State is 7-1. This situation could happen, and like I said, I always go back to the Saquon Barkley theory. Saquon Barkley, uh, you know, he didn't have a good situation while he was in New York. Ended up going to Philly. Had a pretty much, in my opinion, he had a record breaking season. But he was close to breaking Eric Dickerson's record. But we all know what happened. He sat out. But pretty much he had an historic season. He broke a couple of other records anyway. So it was setback for the comeback. So all this stuff about oh yeah, he washed, he's done, and all this other stuff. I don't ever look at it that way. I don't ever look at it that way. He's still being traded. The Commanders see something in him, and on top of that, that's another thing that I look at. Y'all, you saying that he washed, right? You saying that Deebo is washed, right? Check this out, right? Why would the Commanders take a risk on him, knowing damn well that he had injury history, all this other stuff that went on. The 49ers didn't really do anything. No, they saw something in him. They obviously saw something in him. The organization saw something in him. Now he's teaming up with a guy who's going to revitalize him. So I look at it differently. I look at it like, okay, he knows he's got to step his game up. He knows that they were once in the conference championship, haven't been there since 1991. He could go in there and let Jaden Daniels know, hey, look, hey, I've been there before. I've been in the Super Bowl. We didn't get over the hump, but I have experience there. He could um, give some knowledge to to Jaden Daniels. To Jaden Daniels. Now I am hearing now my other focus is on Miles Garrett, where he's going. I'm hearing a lot of rumors about Miles Garrett um, going to the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, that would be a power move as well. But we're definitely gonna see, man. But man, shout out to the Commanders, man. They definitely playing chess. Jane and Daniels and Dan Quinn, all of those guys, man. They're looking to get back like regularly scheduled television, man. They're looking to get back to where they were. They're not satisfied about what happened. You know what I'm saying? They're not satisfied about what happened. So I respect the Commanders for doing that, and I don't see them being done making any moves either. And on top of that, you gotta look at it like this, man. I was looking at the combine. That's another thing, man. I haven't had that much time, but I haven't done a review on the combine or anything, right? But I was looking at the defensive linemen, man. I was looking at the linemen and the edge rushers and the D tackles, man. These guys are ridiculous. I mean, got ridiculous speed, man. They got ridiculous speed, man, for real. So that's just something to look at, man. Like I said, man, Debo, he done went to to the Washington Commanders, man. And we'll see what happens, man. Will they be able to? Will Deebo be enough for them to get over the hump? Along with some other moves, though. But y'all let me know what you think, man. Leave your comments, like the video, share, subscribe, hit the notifications too. Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Shouts out to the whole entire LDBC. And I'll get at y'all later.